Dear friends, I want to wish you a Shabbat Shalom. This Shabbat that we read the Torah portion of Shemini. Shemini means the eighth. And actually this Torah portion begins in middle of something. For 7 days, we read about in last week's Torah portion, the Kohanim, the priestly family, which then consisted of Aaron and his 4 sons, were getting ready for the big day, the inauguration day of the temple, the day when God's presence will be felt amongst the Jewish people like never before. And this would continue for 1,300 years in various forms. It was an incredible day that they were preparing for. And after the 7 days of preparation was going to be the opening day. And that's where this portion begins on the 8th day. And the question is, why do we even call it the 8th day? These are 7 days of practice. If you ever watch sports, there is the preseason, and the preseason doesn't count for anything. And then begins the season, game 1. Why all of a sudden here is it day 8? It's supposed to be day 1. This is the big day. Why day 8? And here we are told lies an incredible message for all of us to know for ourselves. The Jews were trying to reach greatness. We were trying to make something happen when we built that tabernacle, which was unusual, perhaps unexpected, and that is that God's presence should be felt in a real way, in almost a tangible way, not with our 5 physical senses, but in a real, tangible way for anyone who entered into the grounds of that place, that tabernacle. And how could a human being feel God? We're so physical, limited, finite. And God is infinite and metaphysical. How can we feel God in our life? So we were trying to achieve something that was almost unachievable. And how were we going to make it happen? Would it just happen spoof, like God says, I'm going to make it happen, because God can make anything happen? Or did we play a role in making it happen? And this is the message that this week's Torah portion tells us. That how did we reach number 8? By the way, 7 represents nature. 7 days in a week. We live our whole life through 7-day weeks. Sunday to Shabbat. 7 colors in the prism. 7 notes in music. 7 is the number of nature. 8 is the number of supernatural. Circumcision happens on the 8th day to make a change in the physical person that was born. Hanukkah, 8 days. The great miracle that happened then. 8 represents supernatural. How do you make a leap from natural to supernatural? Is it only a gift from God that allows that leap to happen? And the answer is no. That if there is 7, we can somehow achieve the 8th. That if we put in all of our efforts, if we work hard to make things happen, if we plant the seeds, we till the soil, we nurture the plants when they're small, we help make the impossible happen. And that is so in our lives as well when we try to achieve spirituality or spiritual greatness or any breakthrough. We have to work as hard as we can within the capacity that we have. When we do our part and we show we're pushing and we're revving the engines and we're pushing as hard as we can, then God joins in the effort and he helps us make that leap from 7 to 8. Aaron and his sons could not make the temple be the place it was supposed to be by just walking in on one day and say, God, make it happen. Because though God could make it happen, we wouldn't appreciate it. We wouldn't even relate to it as we are and who we are. But because they put in 7 days of hard work to try to bring as much spirituality as they can on their own, when they step forward on that 8th day, the miracle happened. And so too it is with every one of us. We all want to achieve success. We all want to achieve greatness. We all want to be extraordinary. But first, push the boundaries of what you can on your own. And when you do that, there is a guarantee and a promise from God. Yogato umatzasa tamin. That when you work hard, you will not only achieve, but matzata in Hebrew means you will find something new. You will find even beyond your achievements. And this is what's important for all of us to know. Don't look at something and say impossible. Don't look at achieving a stronger bond with your Judaism, with God, a deeper understanding of who we are and what we are, and trying on commitment, and give up to say, I don't think I can ever make it happen. Work as hard as you can to make it happen. And then God partners with you and helps you get over, makes that leap to get over the boundary that separates the ordinary from the extraordinary, the natural from the supernatural. But without our effort and work, it will never really happen. But with our effort and work, God helps push us that extra push, and it's still considered our effort and our work. So Vayihi B'Yom HaShmini, it was the 8th day. Yes, it was the first day, but that first day couldn't happen if it didn't follow 7 days before of all their efforts. So that's a lesson for all of us in all parts of our life. Never give up. Never say it's impossible. Push as hard as you can, and you'll reach number 8. I want to wish you all a Shabbat Shalom. God bless you all. Candlelighting time in Montreal, 7:15 p.m.